Welcome everyone to Meatless Monday. We are here again. I'm so excited to have everyone join us, and welcome to my excellent producer and co-host. I had so many words I could have said. I just put it all in excellent. Thank you for the beautiful thumbnail that you created and all of the creations you do for us so we can have this live stream, and all I have to do is click and come in. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm a honey.
Okay, I can hear you if you can hear me. You were cutting in and out a minute. Looks like we're live though. Hello? Can you hear me? I hear you.
Stand by. We are okay. So Restream is acknowledging to fix it.
Because it looks like on my end it's saying live and it's got it counting down like
Can you
how
hear
it
me?
normally does. Yeah, I can hear you fine. It looks like everything is okay on my end. I can see us on YouTube too. I can see us on YouTube too. Can you hear me? It looks like maybe the issues, is it just on your end? Because it looks like it's working here. Can you hear me? Okay. It looks like maybe the issues, is it just on your end? Maybe it's on the host end of it because I can see just fine. And is anybody in the chat that could let us know? Can you hear me or see me? I think we lost our host. Well, at least we're here. Hopefully, there we go. Can you hear me now?
Hello.
Yeah. How you doing? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you? Good.
Yeah. I could hear you the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
were there, and
Okay.
everything was
Cool.
good. Thank you. And
Yeah.
it
No.
looks like YouTube
Restream
can
was
see us
having an
too.
issue.
Yeah, I could tell. Like you froze, for a second or two, and then you like resurfaced, and I could hear you and everything, but you thought it still said on your end there looked like an issue, but for me it just looked like the normal live the whole time. It was weird. I think it was on the host end. There's a lot of cars going by. I wonder if it's holding up your connection there. That's just a weird thing that happens at this house.
Okay.
I guess you feel
So,
confident
but
to
you,
get started? Yes, I can see and hear you.
huh?
I can see and hear you.
Okay. Cool.
Your sound at certain points cuts out and you freeze up, but I can see you. Oops, you froze up just now. You want to go out and come in again, or you think it's?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I had
I can hear you on
the little
YouTube
yellow.
too.
Okay, it's saying it was giving me the yellow banner saying there seems to be a problem with your stream. We're working on it. It said it again. So, um,
I think
yeah, it's
it's on
weird.
your
Apparently, it must be
end.
on Restreams.
I mean, like it's maybe your particular connection. It's telling you that because mine does that when I don't have sound. That thing that happens to me when I don't get sound.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't look like it's doing it on my end, but I can't tell really because like I can't tell why. I don't know like if people can hear or see. Maybe
I
we
don't
should
know, but I
just go
know it's
ahead.
time to clean out my computer.
That's what I think, right? Because you have a lot of that of new programs from all the stock stuff. That probably pulls a lot like it used to when I was doing the resource specialist with all those different programs. Um,
Yeah.
So let's do this again, and I'll cut all this out when I get to my handy dandy trim and edit tool. All right, welcome to Meatless Monday. We are live here every Monday, and we try to keep it between like 6:30, somewhere around there, 7:30, sometimes 8:30, but we definitely always come on. And next week, I'm even thinking of maybe doing trying to actually start on time or a little earlier, but we'll see because we get so hungry. I was laughing. I just did a thing at the end, like a little recap. I did a 12. It was like 12 minutes and 36 seconds long. I tried to condense, and I still didn't get everything, like all the really good parts, but I got as much as I could of our conversation talking last week about you know, the World Health Organization's warning um, about eating meat. Is it the same as smoking or is it a carcinogen? And we had a really good discussion. And of course, like we always do on Meatless Monday, we start with one topic and then we go into like so many other things. It's just basically like a guide. And everyone's
Right.
always welcome to come in the comments and let us know your thoughts. And I try to read every comment between the two of us, and or you can always ask for a link and we can let you come up if you want to talk about your journey or if you have questions. Definitely it's an open forum like that to come on. But I was really laughing at the live stream when I did the recap. I actually noticed when I got to the end and I was trying to find information, we just completely talk about food and what we eat and what we're gonna eat that night. I was like, I put up a little typewriter type font and said we were getting hungry here because you're like nachos, I forget what you said,
You're
but it was
right.
so funny. You were just really like enamored by let's make bean nachos or bean tacos. But you and me have been vegan.
I actually have a snack.
Oh, nice. What you got
I
there?
have
Carrots?
carrots and guacamole, the famous Chipotle guacamole that I make, and I'm dipping the carrot in the guacamole. Look at that.
So if you carrot
Yum.
all about what Don is eating, get it?
Mmm.
Did you get my pun?
I love it.
Mm-hmm. So what I was gonna say is
You need to try that.
I will definitely try. What was on it again? Oh, you can chew
It's
first.
carrot,
Uh huh.
chopped up carrot,
Mm-hmm.
and guacamole.
Oh, carrot
The
and
Chipotle
guacamole.
guacamole that I make.
Yes, and you make a good guacamole. Guac is like one of those things that you used to get from Chipotle, and then now that we've gone to like not eating processed
Until
food
I
and it's
learned how.
a heck of a lot cheaper, she just makes it herself, and it literally tastes just like it. From the number one fan of that, which is Dawn. I was never a big guacamole fan because I don't like onions, um, but that's what ended up like prompting the whole thing. And that's part of what we're going to talk about is about the whole food plant-based. What's that? We're going to talk about what's vegan. We're going to talk about what are all these different things, because what I was getting ready to say
I
is that
got your little guy on the bottom of the screen.
Oh, I love that. I love him with the question marks because this is what I really wanted to capture was that it's confusing. And like I realized that from doing this, the good thing about us doing these lives is the journey that we've taken. So like last week, or I was just saying at the end, we always talk about what we eat because it's like you're getting real time statistics because we are forever evolving and growing and learning things. And as I learn them, I like to come on and talk to everybody or post them on the Vegan Knowledge group because it's stuff that I feel like people sometimes forget when they've been vegan for so long. They forget what it was like those first couple of days, or even before you even knew what the heck it was. You're like, what
Yeah.
is all this? I remember being on a vegan group. It was like, I think, vegan for beginners or something. And somebody came underneath and somebody posted like, and sometimes people can get a little uptight about the different labels, because somebody said something about a vegan diet, and someone came underneath and was like, vegan is not a diet. And I'm like, hold on, Googling, like, what do you mean it's not a diet? Because the first thing
Right.
that ever happened to us, I remember saying to Dawn, like, what is, we used to, to hear the word, I'm like, what's the difference? Like, does vegetarian, are they the ones that eat cheese, or are they the ones that don't eat cheese?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Got some cashew nuts too.
oh wow, you're gonna make me so hungry. You're supposed to wait and eat when I eat. Look, this,
I'm
but
sorry, I'm
that's good
hungry.
though. We're getting vegan food eating on the vegan live stream. So it's
That's
like,
it.
look at how much she's enjoying this. And I can see the pure
It's so good.
joy in your eyes eating this food, really. And you're glowing. Like, like this food
It's
literally
radioactive.
makes you, like, yes, like it gives you good frequency, good vibes.
It does.
Yeah.
And it helps that I worked out today, did some yoga.
It's all like the
I've been
lifestyle.
kind of off my workout game, and I added it back in. Stephanie inspired me to get it back going. So
Angela?
yeah, it felt good to do that today. Angela, right. Stephanie's the
Stephanie
lady from New
inspired
York,
me
right?
to just go whole food plant based, I remember, right? We've had every guest
Yeah,
inspires us to do something, and like
to do something different.
Minister of Wellness and Angel, the happy whole being vegan, inspired me to eat more fruit in my diet. So
Yes,
just starting out about this.
and more red fruit.
Yes, and cherries. I know I got in trouble for eating all of your cherries today. Just kidding. You're like, I thought you didn't eat cherries, and I was like, that was me last year. Now I do because I know how good they are. Every time I look up the health benefits of something, all of a sudden it becomes like,
She kept swearing she was allergic to them. I'm like, you're not allergic to cherries.
this was years
You don't have an
ago
allergy.
when I was eating meat. That's why I thought I was allergic to them. I had heartburn after eating cherries, and it must have been probably
You've had all
some
that leftover
meat
residual
acid.
animal fat.
Yeah, it wasn't even, I'm
Yeah.
like blaming it on the fruit. And it was like, I haven't had any acid reflux or heartburn in like 4 years now. I haven't had really
You could
ups.
probably eat onions then.
I overdosed once on oatmeal, but that's about it. That's the only time I
Who's
ever
that?
felt the
Oh.
upset stomach. That's what I was just reading. Buddha, welcome, our excellent moderator. What is with
What's
me?
up,
Excellent.
Buddha?
I love excellent tonight. It's my favorite word. She said, don't forget to hit the like
No,
button.
she's not an excellent. She is the best moderator on YouTube.
Yes, the best, not just excellent. You're right. Let me change that.
Simply the best.
Look, you even get a song about you.
The rest.
She said, don't forget to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe to become a member of the Vegan Knowledge crew. Y'all, we are a crew over here too, because we're all like learning and growing together and getting healthy. And, I think it's.
Food, I got my snacks. I got some cashews, some of my guac, and some carrots to dip in the guac.
Oh, good.
We said we were going to have food on the show, right?
Yes, but Buddha is doing what we were supposed to. She went to her fruitarian style. Remember, we were going to do fruits in June, juicy fruits. I just remembered when she said that. But you know what I have done, and everything is a journey because
we have been eating a lot of fruit though.
Yeah, I've been eating like so much fruit. Really, I only eat fruit if I eat at all during the day. And I've even been eating a
Technically,
lot
avocados are
for
fruit.
dinner and for dessert. Yeah, avocados are a fruit. That's the thing. You got to also remember that there are so many, like for me, I used to like be so like one-sided with things. I thought a cucumber was a vegetable because sometimes I'd be like, "Oh, I don't like fruit in my salad." Like when I was just
Right.
eating traditional standard American diet, I thought fruit, and I'm like, "Wait, a cucumber is a fruit." And because anything that has seeds, I think that's how they classify it. So
Right. I'm curious. How are you doing with that, Buddha?
I'm so
And when did
proud
you
of
start it?
you. And do you feel a lot better? Do you feel more energy, or like what's your take on it so far? Because I know I hear from people who go on a majority of fruit, and I know for me, I feel like I was already here. But when I eat more fruit, I am like up here. And I learned something interesting. Speaking of the Minister of Wellness, I was watching one of his videos, and I found out that you know how we always talk about sugar, insulin resistance, and everything. I found out
Yeah.
that the fructose in fruits, like the sugar, it requires
Uh-huh.
only a very minimal amount of insulin. So like if you have type 1
Ah,
diabetes and you have an issue with your pancreas making insulin, or if you have type 2 and you are requiring, your body is requiring insulin to get the sugar into the cells, because you know how we talk about sometimes you can overwork your pancreas if you're eating a lot of high fat food because it blocks the little cells where your insulin needs to let your sugars in. And that's why it backs up in the bloodstream. But I found out eating fruit actually can help reduce the amount of insulin you need, so it makes it easier. It's the easiest sugar to get out of the bloodstream. And I think a lot of people make the mistake if they have type 2 diabetes, especially the doctors are like, you can't eat any fruit. But in the beginning, you want to talk to your doctor because fruit will raise your blood sugar once it's already clogged up and everything's backing up. But it actually ends up being the easiest to move out of the bloodstream into the cells, or requires the minimal insulin. I never knew that. I thought sugar, like whatever it was, whether it was processed, I knew it wasn't as good for, sugar, but I thought
yeah.
it all took the same amount of insulin. I had no idea about that.
Me either.
Isn't that
I'm
something?
curious about potatoes because potatoes have a lot of sugar content, and I'm curious about that because to me, if a potato is a plant
Hmm.
based food, it seems like the sugar in that should kind of have the same effect, right?
I'm going to have to research it. I don't know. We'll find out next week. I hope.
Maybe we can ask
Tune
him.
in. Right? I'll go on there. Actually, he does.
Is that a healthy sugar? Because it's a whole food.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is a healthy sugar because it's a carb that turns into sugar, I believe. But I have to like, I'm
Yeah.
still like researching all this and trying to really, get. I've learned a lot, but I do rely on people that are more experts in that area, and some of the plant-based doctors like Neil Bernard, and definitely like the Minister of Wellness. Just I think he does like a video every day. He researches something, and so I really like learning and learning about the body, because it lets me know why foods heal. Like I know both of us at certain points in time have had a circulation issue. I know me from sitting at my desk and having my feet like not elevated, and I got like a
Yeah.
circulation issue going on where my foot was actually feeling numb for a while. And I think you had some issues here recently, right? Like you were saying from sitting at your
Yeah, my
desk.
right arm, it was tingly a lot, and I started juicing celery and drinking celery shots. I drink one celery shot every day, and it's almost completely back to normal. I barely feel any tingles in that anymore. Buddha says she's been eating fruit for 2 days straight. She started 2 days ago. So good job, Buddha.
Nice,
Way to
Buddha.
go. She says it's kicked in. She feels energized. That's awesome.
That is great. It's so amazing how foods can really heal and make us like boost our energy. Like we don't realize what we put in can make just as big of a difference. Like in our whole like attitude. And a lot of people say that eat all fruits too, that they feel more positive and like on a different frequency. So I'm happy to know that
Mm-hmm.
you feel energized, and I'm guaranteeing if you have anything going on with you health wise, it is only going to help. Definitely. Oh, I thought that was you.
What fruits are you
There's
eating?
some kids outside yelling. I'm going to close this
I
window.
hear them. I hear them. What fruits are you eating, Buddha? Remember the Minister Wellness was on here talking about red fruit? I've been making sure to eat a lot of red fruit, like grapes. Although Walmart, I don't know what's going on with Walmart with the red grapes, but they haven't been having them. So we went to cherries
Cherries.
and
Oh, I
yeah,
just realized too. Remember, I read cherries have melatonin, a natural type of melatonin. If you're having like sleep issues or trouble relaxing, you can actually eat cherries. And I mean, there's so many benefits. Pineapple is another one that I just went crazy over the amount of health benefits. I know. Well, I forgot I wanted to do that. We should do like a do some little streams or at least parts of them with how like there's one I want to do, let the food be the medicine. Let's do that
little baby
and talk
streams.
about like different effects of fruit. But so I started 2 days ago, so it's really kicked in
Stream
now.
nuts.
Oh, I just saw that last comment. I must have been delayed because I got up to close the window. So that brings us to what Buddha is doing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Dawn, with all your healthy snacks, bringing them to the live stream. That was a good idea to show people what we eat. Um, so watermelon, peaches,
Wait a minute, she's
cantaloupe.
got your stuff. And
Oh
oatmeal.
yeah, watermelon. I love
She
peaches.
loves can she loves cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe is my favorite fruit. Like if I had
I
to
love
choose
watermelon.
one outright for not only for all the health benefits, what it does for our skin and energy, and I don't like things that are super really sweet, like grapes and watermelon
Don't you want it?
is good, but I tend to like something that's not as
Good
sweet.
stuff.
So I love cantaloupe and melon and different fruits. I eat all of them, but those, and I didn't realize cherries are not as sweet. They're good, but
Well,
they're not
no,
like
here's the
what you get
thing.
on the Sunday.
That batch of cherries isn't sweet. Cherries are sweeter than that
Okay, okay.
because I'm not enjoying them as much as I normally would because they're not
And I'm
sweet.
enjoying the
You
heck out
you're
of them because they're not sweet.
because
That's
they're not
funny.
sweet. I like a sweeter cherry, and normally cherries are sweeter than that.
Yeah. Well,
I know you may have had a few because a few of them I've gotten that
they're
were
good.
sweet.
And I can tell the color of them now. Like they're really
Yeah.
dark red are the
Yep.
ones. And cantaloupe, it can be a really nasty taste if you don't get a nice ripe one. You can tell when you go to open it and you take that little seeds out of the
Mm-hmm.
cantaloupe. You can tell right then and there if that's nice and soft, it you know it is going to be a good one. Watermelon the same way, that
Yeah.
you have to really get the right, it's like at their ripest. But I tend to even like that part around the edge, like the rind, because it is
I
less
love the
sweet.
rind. I've always been a rind eater.
I've been a
I'm a
rhino.
rhino.
I know, right? We were just thinking at the same time. So
See, you just witnessed it, Buddha. See that? Our brain clicked like that. Did you see what just happened?
mm-hmm.
How we went to rhino
And we do it,
at the
I don't even
same
think
time,
about it anymore
randomly.
because it just happens. It's like
Yeah.
that was before we were
It
vegan.
happens so frequently where we'll get on the same, we'll catch each other's brainwave
Like
and end up saying the same word. It could be a completely random word, but we'll say it at the exact same time.
the it's like that little white part that's like when you get to the bottom of the watermelon or when you're cutting it up, it's like more of the white, like closer to the skin. It has like a different type of flavor, like it's a little more tart than the actual like juicy part of the watermelon. I think that's rind. I don't really know if I'm calling it the right thing.
Or bland.
Yeah, bland. Yeah.
To me, it doesn't really have too much of a taste at all.
So
But as a kid, I used to eat into it.
oh yeah, like I guess it is the green part. I don't know why I thought it was white, but yeah, technically it's green.
No, no, no. the part that's like not the
Right
actual
before the
green, like
green.
right. That is the white part. I would eat the red so deep into
Yeah,
until all I saw was white.
me too. I couldn't like get enough of it, so then I would end up on that part. I didn't have like what did I have today? Today I had clementine. Those are good. But these were
Hmm.
not as good. I think, like you said, they were a little bit dry. But we had
Yeah, they were.
clementines. I have green grapes because they were out of the red ones. And today I didn't have grapes, but I had cantaloupe. And then I did this smoothie. I did cashew nuts, a little bit of organic almond milk. I did what is it? Oh, blueberries, pineapple, and banana. That was some good stuff. That was good. And I eat a banana every single day. So those are really good and filling. So, like, cantaloupe and banana are two of my favorites. And now
And
pineapple.
what's with the mutant fruit? We've been
I
having fruit that
know.
is like huge.
These
I'm like, are
bananas.
they putting GMO or like growing some type of steroids or hormones or something? Like this fruit is like huge. Like we had some carrots the other week that looked like two by
I gotta
fours.
share that picture next live we do. I'm gonna have you load it in because it's
Like
hilarious.
what's going on with
She's
the
holding
vegetables?
these
They're trying to
up,
kill us
and
off,
like the
y'all.
carrots look like it was with decoration, like one of those big, like a kid or a dog would have to play with. It was like
The
huge.
carrots look like I was holding two orange bananas.
It was weird. And just yeah, the fruit is like it's expensive, right? Food is more expensive. Maybe they're making it bigger for us, like supersized food.
The lemons that you've been getting, I mean, they're like apples.
Mhm. Remember
You
the
know, they're like
what
huge,
did we get that was one time this onion was like this big. Remember that? I had to
massive.
save
Like you
it.
could
I'm taking
bludgeon
pictures.
somebody with it.
Um so let's do this. So the first thing, since we're already talking about fruit, is I had no idea there was a fruitarian diet that you can do. Speaking of the different variations, and we're going to talk about what are the different plant-based lifestyles, some of the different names that you'll hear, and people will say, okay, you know, this is what I'm a fruitarian. So we've got vegan, and then in within these there's variations, so like I'll explain that later, but and it really doesn't matter labels. The important thing is you're not eating animal products. But anyway, we've got vegan, right? That is not even a diet, which I learned later on. That's more of a lifestyle. It's a way of thinking, a way of being, doing the least harm, and we'll talk about that. Vegetarian is someone who does not eat meat. However, they're not completely without animal product because they do eat milk, eggs, and like they eat dairy mostly, and they may use other products that sometimes may have to do with animals, but they actually are like so close, like almost there. I feel like, and so many people do that first because it's so hard. I think for people to really get their mind around giving up dairy, and then plant based. We've got, which is meaning everything is going to be plant based. You're not eating animal products, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's whole food plant based, which is not processed. That's what we are right now for the most part. And I started out, and Buddha is now our fruitarian in the group, and we're moving more that way. And then raw vegan, that's what I started out as. For 6 months, I ate nothing at all cooked. I ate all fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and I didn't really even know what kind of seeds to eat. I don't know. Sometimes maybe I don't even think I ate seeds. So I think it was basically cashew nuts. I ate a lot of and walnuts. But it like, and then
You did. You ate a lot of. Look, I remember you were so strict because you were fasting during the day, and but you every now and then if you
some
like
snow peas.
wanted to get through, you would eat it. And you'd eat like, oh, I can't. I've had 5 cashew nuts. That's a
Right.
like if you had five, that was too much.
That was before I
That was funny.
realized that I could eat as much as I wanted and not really gain a lot of weight. But I was on that track. I wanted to lose weight at that point. So I think just from my knowledge of diets, that's why I was so strict of, I need to eat this amount, and like literally lost 50 pounds, over 50 pounds in 6 months, and like went to where I am now pretty much, well, a little bit lower. And then I started eating like whole food, adding in like protein, what do you call it, like tofu. I started eating some tacos, beans, rice, all that good stuff, and so I picked up a little bit of weight. But then it leveled out because I eat the same thing basically each day, or the same amount of calories and carbs, and I eat and I've gone through different phases. Like I've been on the junk food vegan side for a little while, but I would still eat a salad. I've been on the raw vegan journey. I've been now including more fruits. I've been like on the plant-based diet, where I didn't even realize plant-based and whole food plant-based were two different things, and why it was important to be whole food. And didn't realize how much weird stuff they put in just all processed foods, like even the vegan ones. And I started not wanting to put stuff in my body that I couldn't pronounce. So I think that's how I evolved
Uh-huh.
to, I am now a very high raw, whole food, plant based fruit, mostly fruit. Like it's like I've become like intertwining them all, and I don't have like one label now, but I've just gotten to a point where this is how I think is the healthiest way to eat. Maybe we come up with a new name. Let's just pick a name, right? We'll call it the nacho diet to get people
Veggie
interested.
based.
Cheese diet, right? And then we'll be like, just kidding, you're here for the whole food, mostly fruit. um
Seminar.
Okay, Buddha said, "Do you end up snacking a lot with just eating fruits or nuts, etc.?" I asked because I gobble fruit, and when
That's what
I
I'm
eat
doing right
oatmeal, I'm
now.
full. Yes, that's exactly it.
You
And
do.
it's
You
fun
eat. You want to eat all the time,
in a way because you don't have
but
to
you
limit.
can. That's the cool thing, right?
Yeah, see, no, Dawn is actually eating right now. And like sometimes I'll go on a kick where I just want to eat all day, but if you're eating like vegetables or fruits, it's like you feel the energy from it, and not like, yeah, cuz when I eat oatmeal too, even though that can give you energy, but for me, if I eat oatmeal, if I eat rice, if I eat beans, anything that is not a straight fruit or vegetable, my body slows down. So I think that's why I fast all day, because I get really energetic and focused when I either don't eat or I eat fruit. But you can put that up if you want. Sorry, I forgot to read
No,
your.
you go.
Yes, it's definitely normal, Buddha. We were joking. I don't know if you
It
were
is.
on here or remember. We've already just been talking. But remember, you said I'm grazing like a
Yeah,
cow.
that's what I just was doing. I'm like, you know what? I need something real quick. So I just got myself a little bowl of cashews, just a handful of cashews, and cut up a few carrots. And I had some leftover guac from the weekend. It's like chips and dip, basically.
And you know what I was
And but
just.
you always want to eat.
Yeah, and it's like you feel like also you don't overeat. Like I guess like for me, sometimes I'll get on a kick where we're watching TV and I'll keep eating, but usually I eat until I'm full. And I realized that with
Hmm.
other things, it's like cuz
That's what I do.
you feel like you're just putting fuel in your body. Like, okay, I'm a little bit hungry, I'm going
The
to
other
eat until
day,
I fill up, and your body is okay with that.
the other day I did that. Remember? I'm like, you know what? I'm full. So she was sitting down to eat, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna have anything because I'm like full. Why would I force myself to eat anything right now? And I'm absolutely not hungry. You know what I mean? I had kind of been satiating myself all day. A bowl of watermelon, an apple, a couple of oranges, a banana, a bowl of handful of blueberries. And by the time dinner time came around, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even really hungry.
Because some fruits are really filling, though. Like I will notice, like if I
Especially
eat
watermelon. There's a lot of water in it.
watermelon, that's a good one. Like if you replace your lunch, like somebody who's not traditionally used to eating fruit, if you eat a good amount of fruit, plus you can eat a lot of it. Like you don't have to limit it. Which is what I like. You can eat it, and it actually fills me up. Now, do I get hungry again a little later? Sometimes, but it definitely fills me up for a long time. And like you ate watermelon for dinner before
I
recently.
have. I have purpose that is one of my favorite dinners. I'll get a big bowl of watermelon. I'll just munch on watermelon for dinner. Lately my cheat food though, I have had a cheat food and it has been fried potatoes and onions. My mom used to make that, but instead of using
Butter.
grease or butter or anything like that, I'll put a little bit of avocado oil in the frying pan, so it's a lot healthier. And I will cut up some potatoes and maybe
Onions,
cut them
right?
into smaller pieces and put some onions in there and just throw a little bit of sea salt and pepper and some garlic powder. Mwah! Throw some ketchup on it. It's basically hash browns.
You know
You
what I
know.
had last night that was really good on my potato was curry.
I put curry in it sometimes.
It was really
Every now
good.
and then, I will sprinkle a little bit of curry on the fried potatoes and onions, and it takes on a whole. It almost takes on a Caribbean type of
Yeah.
feel. Because if you've ever gotten what did I used to get all the time? Not jerk chicken, but curry chicken. I
Mm-hmm.
used to get curry chicken back in the day, and they would have potato in it.
I,
And that was good.
I got what was I gonna say? Oh, and then the rice. I put a little bit of pineapple and curry and salt, pepper, a little garlic in the rice. When I'm, that's like kind of like when I'm just wanting something different for the rice. But
I'm gonna teach myself how to make curry paste, like
I
curry
think I looked
sauce.
up a couple of recipes. It doesn't seem that hard. I feel like
No,
you
it's
have to
got
use
coconut in
coconut
it.
milk, right?
I don't like coconut. I've never been a coconut person, but for the purposes of that, because I love curry so much and I know that's a part of it, yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. So
That's a good
yeah,
idea.
but you don't really taste curry in it I mean, coconut in curry like that. Like you can see where it could be in there, but it doesn't
Coconut is
overpower it.
like that. A lot of different things. Like sometimes it doesn't necessarily overpower it depending on the recipe. Because I never tasted coconut in
Remember
curry.
we found Yeah, remember we found the ice cream sandwiches that were made with coconut
Yeah,
milk?
and I never
Man, they
tasted
were good.
coconut in them.
It just tasted like really sweet, like a
So
really sweet ice cream.
if you ate ice cream and like Ben and Jerry's plant-based ice cream, if you eat like the tofurkey like we talked about on the last live, these are plant-based foods, meaning they are sourced from a plant. They do not have animal products in them. So speaking of our keeping us back on our topic here, we've got a plant-based diet is something that you can have that you just want to like eliminate animal products. And like we always talk about, well, that's the veganism one. You want to switch that out?
Okay, I just put them in.
Oh,
Let's see,
okay.
what do we got? I don't know
That's,
what they are, so let me know if that's the one.
I think this might
Is
be
that it?
it. Yes, this is good. I think. Oh, you changed it.
Or that one?
No, the one you had right before that.
Or that one?
We can just do them in whatever order you have them if you want. That's good right there. Thank you. A plant based diet is a diet consisting mostly or entirely of plant based foods. Plant based diets encompass a wide range of dietary patterns that contain low amounts. It's really no animal products, but that says low amounts, and high amounts of plant products such as vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. So basically, like plant based diet is just saying, I'm not eating it, I'm not necessarily doing this for I thought before it was for health, and it is healthy, but there's a different level of healthy that you can get to when you take it from processed plant-based foods into a whole food plant-based diet, which is what now I recommend. And I think that incorporating the raw foods, which we'll go over, the raw vegan, that they have the most nutrients. And you know what, I didn't realize that as long as you don't cook something over, I think like 110 or some kind of, you can still lightly steam something and it can be like considered raw where it doesn't completely eliminate all the nutrients. But raw fruits, that's why fruits end up being one of the healthiest things you can eat because you traditionally eat them raw anyway, you know?
Okay, so that paragraph said that plant-based has some animal. I guess that might be true though, Jen, because think about it. Vegetarians can drink milk and eat cheese.
Yeah, but they're not plant based, they're vegetarian. I think that
Well,
definition,
vegetarian
I guess
isn't
vegetarian,
vegetarian plant-based?
well, not necessarily because they eat animal product. Like technically, they don't, they're eating some animal product because if they're eating eggs or
Gotcha.
milk, it's very confusing. And that's why I
Okay.
think it's best not to
That's
necessarily
why you made this video.
get caught up in like the labels, because that's why I wanted to let people know,
Yeah.
just figure out that you don't want to eat animals. That's the easiest thing to do,
Yeah.
are animal products, and just you don't eat.
Yeah, figure out where you wanna fall in that, because me, I remember wanting to be vegan but realizing that I couldn't get over my pizza fetish.
Right.
So I was okay for a while with, okay, I am vegan minus pizza.
Right.
So it's like, you know what I mean? I'm like, I did not eat any eggs, no regular cheese other than pizza. I didn't drink any milk other than almond milk, and I didn't eat butter, only plant based butter. So the pizza was the only thing I was allowing myself. But I realized, you know what? You're being a hypocrite because you are eating an animal product. You're eating cheese, which comes from, an animal. So you can't call yourself a vegan who only you're call yourself a vegetarian, because that's what you are. You if you're leaving pizza in your diet, you're a vegetarian. I don't care if everything else is vegan, which it was. You are considered a vegetarian because you're eating animal product, which is cheese. If you're eating regular pizza. So I had to go with, yeah, I wish I was a vegan, but I am actually a vegetarian. But now, since I've cut the pizza out, I can now say I'm a full vegan.
Exactly. And what is with me knocking things over here? I was like, I've spilled a coffee and a water so far, and now just another water. Um, but not fully like the last time. I just had to grab it before it got all over my keyboard. Exactly. And I think
Oh my
we
goodness.
realize, and a lot of people always go vegetarian. Most people I've ever talked to that have been vegan long term, they've always say, I was vegetarian, and then in such and such a year or around this time in my life, I saw this video about how cows were abused, or somebody told me like, hey, you shouldn't drink milk, and or they saw it nowadays probably on a vegan page. Like, I learned most of the stuff. That's why I love doing this in the Facebook group, because I literally learned everything I could from like blog posts, YouTube, researching it. And it helped me to have real people who were vegan telling me like, this is how it is, and it's not that hard, letting people know like we do, like we get excited about it, and it's good stuff that we eat. So it's not like we feel deprived. And I saw a bunch of people that just felt really good, and they were curing diseases, and like reversing these chronic diseases and feeling all this energy, and they're on a different vibe and frequency, and they have more compassion, and all their life has changed, and their allergies are gone, and back pain. I'm like, what is going on here? This is crazy. But it really makes you think that if you're vegetarian, I feel like you're doing yourself, in my opinion. And I think it's good, because you're like, or if even if you're still eating some type of, like, some people, I forgot to add this one, there's pescatarian who just eats fish. Um, but there'd be too many to go over, because then you can be like, I'm plant based, but I'm not necessarily ethical vegan, where I don't want to use animal products at all. Like in like, some people will not, like, when you technically are vegan, which we'll go over, it's like even things that you buy like medicine, you don't want it to be tested on animals. Or if you buy makeup, You don't want one
Or
that
you don't wear a leather belt,
exactly like that.
for instance, you know.
That's exploiting animals, and you just eliminate that in all ways, in all aspects. And I didn't realize even like how just different things, like, I don't know, like horse racing for example, or sometimes we were talking about football before, like the actual thing is called a pigskin, the ball. It's like there's so many things like bullfighting and circuses. People talk about how the animals are abused, and it's like all this stuff you don't think about, like that I used to go to, like a zoo. Now you start to wonder what is really happening. Are we exploiting them?
Animal jail.
And it's like it's opened up a whole really new world to me of understanding that I just made this connection, like, okay, I've had dogs in my life, everybody in my family has dogs, we have had cats and have a cat right now, and like, why is it different? Why do I feel differently about this pet than a
Dude, that is
cow? Like,
crazy.
why was
Just now you made me think completely differently about the zoo.
yeah.
I never really thought, wow, when you go visit a zoo, you're actually walking through a prison for animals.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you walk through a prison, you see the guys or the girls or whoever in the jail cells. That's exactly what that is. You're walking through. Now, all of them don't have animals in cages, like just the ones that'll eat
Because
you
there's
alive, But
sanctuaries for
a lot of times
animals.
they'll have giraffes, right? They'll have monkeys and things running around. But yeah,
It's interesting,
that's
right? And
weird. I
like
never
the
really thought about it like that.
Sea
Yeah.
World and different things like that. I guess what made me
Wow.
think is, okay, when you throw your line out and catch a fish, something that my entire life
Not just about eating
I
them, is
thought
it?
was just, like, oh, you catch a fish and the fish doesn't feel pain, but how do you know? And what are you really doing to get something that you really don't need? It's not like we are somewhere where there's no vegetables, there's no fruit, and we just have to go kill an animal. And why did I think it's different? For like, why was I thinking in my life I was told you're supposed
Hmm.
to eat a chicken and you're supposed to eat a cow, but you're supposed to treat your dog like family? Like, who made
Oh,
those
that's a good
who
idea.
made those rules? You know what I mean? I saw that. I've been saying they need to make hologram zoos a thing. That is a really
Yeah,
good idea.
that's a good idea, Buddha.
Definitely. And that way they wouldn't have to be encaptured and out of their own natural environment. And then there's people that like kill these elephants and they're becoming extinct for the teeth or whatever that is. The what is that they make?
Yeah. The husk
Yeah, for the
on the elephants or something. Yeah.
ivory, I guess it is.
Yeah, they make soap out of that, I think.
I don't
Ivory?
know. Is that made out of that?
I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's like so many things you don't think of. You know what I mean? We don't use
Yeah.
that anyway, so I wouldn't even have thought of it. But it actually made me like, when I first started, I was just plant based. I literally just wanted to be on a diet, and I've been on all kinds of diets, and I'm like, oh, this raw thing, I'm going to try this. And I started feeling good, and like probably like 3 months in, I started on the vegan pages again, seeing some posts about animals and slaughterhouses. And then I saw the cow thing, about how the cows are artificially inseminated and that they have to have the baby and then they pull the baby away from it, and it was like that combined with, I never thought about an animal being in this slaughterhouse and seeing the people ahead of him and smelling death. And like when we talked to Bobby Sudd, it was like him going to these vigils, and it's like pigs and cows and billion, like 23 million animals, I think I was seeing, are killed every day. I might be wrong on the number, but I'll look it up. But it's like all these animals are being killed. It's ruining the environment, because of,
Yeah.
contributing to world hunger, and we don't necessarily need it, and in fact it's making us sick. So I'm like, it doesn't make
Yeah,
any sense. Buddha said, and people can actually be interactive with the hologram while it explains the history of the said animal. That is such a good idea. You really need to like
that's a
patent that.
genius
You
idea,
heard it here
Buddha. I
first.
mean, seriously, that's a genius idea.
You could put it on Instagram, hologram on Instagram. Though that is, I mean, that is really a good idea. Like
Holla!
that way kids could still get the education and why schools take them to the zoo. It's to learn about animals. And they could still get that experience and still see the animal and experience the way it moves. That's such a great idea. We
That
not
is
only are
extremely good
look, we
idea.
got a moderator that actually is coming up with inventions and ideas here. How did we get this lucky? I got the best producer. I got the inventor of the hologram zoo. Oh man,
We share the best moderator.
yes. Well, you had the best moderator first. I definitely
She's mine.
exactly. I can't take the credit for that. That's your fan.
We're fighting over you, Buddha.
Oh, she's got enough to go around. At least we're not on the same night. Like if we were both takeover
Right,
Tuesday, then it
right.
might be a problem, right? So let's put up the veganism one, if you don't mind.
Okay, let's see
Buddha
here.
said I'll write it in my idea book because I'm an inventor for fun. That's so cool.
This one.
Reminds me of Harold, but you're a lot
That's pretty
cooler.
cool.
This is the
Is it
raw
that one,
vegan. We
babe?
can look at this one real quick, just to get it going here.
Well, wait a minute. I
Uh,
got the other one right here.
okay. I don't want to be
I
a
already clicked
pain.
it. Hold on.
You already do too much for us.
You're not a pain. Is that it? Or is that the same one?
That's the same one.
Did I put the same thing up here twice?
No, because you had it up before. It had the little
No, that's
green V
different.
at the bottom. I saw it, and then we went off of it because we were looking for plant
Oh, wait a
based.
minute. Wait a minute.
That's it. This is the one. Veganism is the practice of
Here we go.
abstaining from the use of animal product, particularly in diet, and associated philosophy that rejects the commodity status of animals. An individual who follows the diet or philosophy is known as a vegan. That's like a simplified version. It's really a whole lifestyle to do the least amount of harm. You know what I mean? So, I think that is something that I didn't realize at first. I thought it was a diet, but it actually is like
Mm-hmm.
an entire lifestyle of philosophy. And then it becomes like the raw vegan is basically meaning like you could follow a raw plant-based diet, meaning you just eat raw vegetables. But to me, raw vegan then adds in the lifestyle with it, so that
Yeah.
it basically is just meaning that you follow the least harm possible and you eat raw, and I think you
Right.
develop into this because once you learn what happens to animals, you start looking at things differently. And I mean, that connection for me made it easy to not eat animals and to actually, I try to be the best version of vegan that I can be, but I still may
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm not using any animal product as far as like sometimes maybe if I buy a notebook or something, like there's so many things that sneak in, that I try, and that's what it's about, doing the least harm possible. And I do check now if something has animal testing, which I never did before. I never realized that that was a form of torture when we don't have to, so it's like that is what the whole, I think people get a little bit, um they get
Confused about.
confused, and I think they get defensive about is when people say vegan diet sometimes, and they will say veganism is not a diet, but vegan is a diet too, because it means you're not eating, meat or dairy. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
and
I
then
do.
I think the best or the one that most people are recommending now, and the healthiest thing. I think if you're looking for the healthiest form of this, it would be the whole food plant-based diet. Do you mind putting that one up?
Okay, let's see. Is it this one?
No, that's the raw vegan one. But that's, let me read that one. A raw vegan diet combines veganism and raw foodism. The diet includes foods that are plant based, raw, and unprocessed. Raw vegan diets exclude animal products such as meat and dairy products and food that needs that need cooking. People may choose to follow a raw vegan diet to try and improve their health, and that's the documentary that I saw when we actually, oh, you take those off quick. That's the documentary. I saw my face. I was like, wait, I was reading that. Just kidding. I already got done reading it, but it scared me. That means I need to get some sleep.
We heard.
um it's like, I think the raw vegan diet was like one of the things that I did that made me like feel the most energy, and I think that's why, even though I'm not completely raw, I still some points feel like I'm going to go to that, and where I do go to that sometimes for long periods of time,
Me
because it's
too.
like a way to clear out. And oh, that's what I was going to say. The very first thing that got me interested was a documentary called Raw. So it's almost weird. Like, I went on a different kind of evolution than a lot of people. Most people like, oh, I'm gonna start adding some more plant products. I'm gonna try a few things.
They're
I
stepping
think I'll
in,
go
and you jump straight to driving a
vegetarian,
stick.
and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going raw vegan just from being a steak eater. It's like skirt reverse, and it
Complete
was
360.
literally one of the best
That's
things.
like learning how to. I learned how to drive a car on a stick shift. You know what I mean? And it's like a lot of people learn how to drive automatics, and then they can be taught stick. But when you learn on a stick, you can kind of drive anything from that point. It's like an automatic is like you're asleep at the wheel. You know what
Yeah,
I
you
mean?
already trained on the
Um,
hardest thing there was, right? And
yeah,
I think this can all get
that's what you did.
confusing, and I think that's why sometimes it makes me kind of angry or mad when I see people saying, "Oh, I tried a vegan diet and I got sick, or it didn't make me feel good, or my iron was low, or my, this and that." And it's like, yeah, but what, you have to really then delve in and say, okay, if you were eating Oreo cookies and drinking soda, you know, they're both vegan.
What food gives me the iron that I need?
Yeah,
Look
you've
it up.
got to have a
You
well
know,
balanced diet
you gotta switch your thinking and learn to use food to get the
to make
optimal
your body
performance from
work.
your mind and body that you're looking for. It's like the other day I started feeling my tooth acting weird. What did I do? I threw together some lemon and ginger, knocked it right out. That's my cure for any type of infection that I feel. If I'm getting some type of weird infection or I start sweating or something, I drink some lemon and ginger, gone.
And
You know
food
what I mean? Nature has
heals.
everything that you need right in it, right in the foods that we eat.
And I just proactively put that stuff in because fruits are really cleansing, and they have, so fruits and vegetables have antioxidants.
The celery,
Yeah,
Jen,
cured
you
your
know,
arm.
you were doing that because of your foot. And now I'm like, what did you drink
And
again? Or what did you eat that got rid of that tingling or that numbness? You said, oh, celery. So I started juicing celery. My arm's almost completely back to
it's
normal.
just crazy.
I mean, it's in the
And you
food,
can
man.
eat a
It's
little
in the
bit of the
food.
wrong kind of food, and you can feel the effect of that too. If you eat a lot of salt and different things, if you start eating a lot of
Hmm.
processed, you feel differently. It's like, we can stay healthy. I read an article today, or I think we even talked about it. Maybe it was Stephanie that posted it, but you can actually change your genes. You know what I mean? Not like your blue jeans, but
I've got
yeah, I was gonna
Levi's.
say, right. But technically, just as easy as you can change your Levi's to whatever Lee,
Lee.
you can actually change the cells, which is why people are curing these diseases. And imagine if you start your kids off, or you start just from where you are today and say, you know what, I'm going to start eating whole foods. I'm going to go buy a bunch of fruits. I'm going to eat a lot of raw fruits for lunch. I'm going to start incorporating more vegetables in my dinner. I'm going to actually replace my meat with beans and rice, and, make some different variations of food. There's tons of plant based channels. They can do like crock pot meals and,
Yeah, and cells renew. You
yes,
know, cells regenerate and renew. And then you mentioned how like I tend to like look like my younger self. It's because of the food I'm eating, and I
yes,
still do the things that I did when I was 30, and I think the way that I did. You know what I mean? Of course, I've learned a lot, but I feel like I'm cheating. I've got a cheat code going on because I feel like I'm still my 30-year-old self. I
yeah,
don't feel like I've aged at all. I freak out when I even think about how old I actually am. And I'm like, wow, there's no way. Because when I look in the mirror, I still see my old self. It helps me to stay in that mindset. I'm like, okay, I'm still me. You know,
yeah,
I still look like me. I'm still me. I'm not going to change. And I know eventually that time will run out, but hey, why can't I be the first, right? So it's like, hey,
exactly.
that's the way I think. I'm like, come on, I'm just gonna go to my grave looking like this. My
Hmm.
dad looked just like he looked when I was a child when he died. So I don't know if that's a gene thing, maybe it is, but being raw vegan, and I'm pretty sure he was probably some type of vegan or vegetarian because I remember seeing him eat mushrooms all the time and he was extremely thin. So he didn't eat a lot, and when he ate, I saw him eating veggies.
Yeah.
So I never got a chance to ask him or talk to him about that. But this may be a natural thing that I'm going that way
Hmm.
because of that's him coming out in me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I see
naturally
why.
you were
I see
gravitating
why.
towards it for sure. Like you were moving in
Yeah.
that direction. I think he
I want to stay looking young as long as I can. So I'm like, vegan can only help that. Avocado, do you know how good that is for the skin?
hmm
I eat a ton of guacamole. People are like, yo, you look like yeah, because I eat a bunch of
I mean, if you
avocado.
think about it, if you look
It's
at
not
all the
hard.
hydration that you're getting, like your skin, all the vitamin A hydrating substances, there's so many
Yeah.
vitamins and minerals that are in fruits and vegetables that you're now putting in your body. Like that's an old saying, and it's stupid to say it, but it really is. You are what you eat. And we don't
Yeah,
realize,
it's
we
true.
try to separate it so much because, oh, this happened to me. I have this health condition, but it doesn't matter about what I'm eating. I'm going to take this medication. No, if you change your diet, you can reverse just about every chronic illness there is if you do it right.
Yep.
And you don't want to do, it's great if you're doing it for animals and you really don't care about your health. Go ahead and eat all the junk food, but don't give the vegan diet a bad name if all of a sudden your levels of
Right.
everything are lower. You have to really, I'm noticing, especially we do this as we get older, we like start to self identify, like I want to do the best things I can for my body. And I think a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are working really hard to not, drink an ounce of soda. Sometimes they'll go to diet soda, or they'll drink no alcohol, and they'll make some of these changes that they're thinking is really helping them, or they're going on these keto diets, which is really dangerous because you're it's deceptive. You're losing weight and you're feeling maybe a little bit more light on your feet, but what you're ending up doing is you're putting more animal products in, causing more insulin resistance, so you're going to have underlying health conditions, and you're just losing
That will
weight.
surface later on down the line.
Yeah, and it's like
I don't
we
even
do
drink
not
soda. It's
realize.
either lemonade or water.
That's all I drink is water. I don't even drink. I used to drink, which I want to start doing again, like lemon and ginger water, and I think I need to tonight, definitely, because like I did something when I was eating those cashew nuts too. But I definitely,
I mix one
speaking
up
of
for you.
lemon and ginger. And it's really, ginger is very detoxifying, and lemon. I mean, you can drink that every day to clear out, but it does lower your blood pressure if you take a lot of it. So just do it in minimal.
Yeah, be careful.
And B12 is the only thing that you would really need to supplement. Like, even as we get older, over 40, I heard that as women we absorb it a little bit less at B12, even if you are a meat eater. So it's good to take B12. And what it is, it's a bacteria. It's not a something made by an animal. It's actually something made by, you can get it from soil. And we used to get B12 from water, and we used to get it from like dirty vegetables that came from the ground, basically. And it became part of what we need to live and to make our nerves run well. But what ended up happening, now we use so many pesticides that we've had to sanitize basically and wash our vegetables. We have to get purified water, so there's no B12 in the streams. The only way you can get it naturally is sea vegetables have it, because they come from the sea, like seaweed and um
Seaweed.
kelp and different
Remember
things.
hairspray?
Yes, I remember that. We used to say that all the time, like whenever we'd hear
Yeah.
it, right? But it's like, as long as you research what your body is supposed to have, it's like the owner's manual. And I promise I'm going to have that video out by the end of next weekend. That is going to be called, "Are you giving your body? Are you using the wrong gas or something?" I forget what I called it, but it's like right in the middle of
Are you
production
putting
right
the right
now.
fuel in your body?
Oh my gosh, it's like, think about it. We have to put in what we want out of it. That's why when we eat fruits, like Buddha
That's it.
is our moderator here, is living proof. She feels more energy. And I bet you'll start to notice that your skin will start to feel clearer. Like if you had any like issues where I used to have really super dry hands and dry skin, and that's one of the things. Not only did like my allergies completely go away that I had forever, my back pain, like I always talk about, that like totally like shocked me. I don't have that anymore. I had more energy, no sickness, no colds, no upset stomach. A lot of that might be from the pandemic. I sanitize everything, but um the thing is, it's like there's some little side bonus things that have happened too. Like, wow, I don't need to even put lotion on. Your skin feels better. You feel like you were talking about energy, and you feel younger and lighter on your feet, and you start to really see the world differently, and like you almost come out of this matrix of all these myths and things that you're being told, and then you're looking up the real information and like, wait, so they're telling us we need meat, but the meat is making us sick. And dairy, they're acting like the cows are smiling and the cows are being abused and babies taken away, and they're telling us the animals, oh look, it's grass fed. I don't give a what it's being fed. You're eating an animal flesh, a cholesterol that's giving us
It's like, how
health
about you eat
issues.
the grass instead of eating the thing that ate the grass?
Right. And then like,
Why don't you
oh,
just eat the
it's
grass?
so frustrating when you
My
watch
cat, my
people.
meat ate grass. Why don't you eat the grass instead of the cow?
You want to be compassionate to people in
Take the
all
middleman out.
situations, but when they are talking about health conditions and won't change their diet, I think it's one of the most frustrating things as a health coach you can deal with. But you have to meet people, like everyone always says, where they are, because somebody could have told me when I was 30, I don't know, 39, oh, that back pain, you need to change your diet, and I would have laughed. Yeah, okay, I need a
And the
pill.
funny thing is, you became a vegan only a couple years later.
Yeah.
So you had pretty much just left your 30s when you became vegan. So you did that at a really good time because you were what, 41, 42?
Yep, I had slightly
So
high blood
you
pressure. I was sure pre-diabetic, being overweight, because my mom and everyone in the family has it. Like we were talking about before, the genetics. Okay, I'll let you do your genetic joke. Remember
what?
last week I said genetics and you were like,
Janetta.
Janette's here? I screen recorded that and sent it to her, by the way, and
Did
posted.
you really?
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know that I did it right before the live. I don't even know that I sent her the live link because we've been running so late. I'm sorry about that. Next week I'm gonna get this done early so we can put the links out. But Dawn is like the queen of thumbnail. Like I tell her like, hey, I want to do this live, and all of a sudden she's got everything, the picture up, links sent. I'm like, you were like on high octane fuel. Speaking of fuel, anyway, I'm
It's
just
called water. You know,
rambling
water
on.
gives you energy.
Yeah,
Water gives you energy. I noticed that, like, if you ever get, that's another thing, make sure that you hydrate. And it's like, if you drink a decent amount, like at least one of these an hour, you will find that your energy level will stay pretty upbeat all day long. Water does, it builds muscle and gives you energy. That's a thing that a lot of people know about water. Just
and
regular
we're
water.
all probably walking around dehydrated. I know I was for points in my life. I never drank as much water or ate as much fruit and veg. Like fruit has water in it, you know?
Yeah, especially watermelon and
Yes.
watermelon.
Right? Oh man, that is
What's in a name?
what is in a name? Well, I think we probably have covered them all. We realize that veganism is a lifestyle, but you can combine veganism with the chosen diet. And I think from looking at all evidence of what can prevent and reverse disease and think about it, the best thing you can eat are the foods that are just whole foods. Nothing has taken this hydrated judge or blah 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 that you can't pronounce and put it in it. Things that these red number five or whatever, like these things and nitrosisconate and all kinds of stuff that they can put in. You don't know what that's going to cause later on. I know what a carrot is, and I know a carrot is healthy. I know that spinach is healthy. So and there's so many different things going on with food. Honestly, I wish I could just grow my own, because you just really don't know now. We just had that article come out about the appeal or whatever it's called, that they're spraying the coating. So you have to do the best you can. They don't make it easy for us to be healthy. Let's put it that way. We're hearing all these myths that you need milk and cheese and you don't, and it's basically a whole, like, the culturally change is very difficult, and we are the people that are in the know early, so we're going to look like the crazy ones right now, because it's like at some point this will be just like smoking. It'll be like, oh wow, people used to eat meat, and it was making everybody
Yeah.
sick, and doctors were even eating it, like how we do now. Like doctors were even smoking and saying it was okay. It's like it's going to be the same thing. Like we evolve and we change, and there's to be a small group of people that discover it and stick with it and spread the word, and that's what we're doing here, and I'm so excited. I can't believe I've barely slept. I'm so excited. I couldn't wait to still come on here, because we were joking earlier. I'm like, I just couldn't get settled down and go to sleep last night. And she's like, it's those vegetables you're eating. But that's why
I'm like, get some work done.
I,
Put a video together. It's like, take advantage of it, because you may not need as much sleep as you think you
but
do.
I love
You may feel
sleeping,
tired, but I think a lot of the tiredness that you feel sometimes is you mentally beating yourself down about
not
not
sleeping.
sleeping.
And
And it's like your body may be telling you, hey, I don't need it. Let's go do something. Let's go work on a video. Let's go take a walk. Let's go do something. I'm okay right now.
I think you're right sometimes, because Saturday
I
I
go with it. I'll just watch a movie or watch TV or something until my eyes get heavy.
Saturday I got up and it was like 6 o'clock in the maybe it was like a little bit after 6 when I looked at the clock, and I had gotten up. I was taking my vitamin. I tell you, the sunlight made it look like it was like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I thought I was like going to be late for work and stuff. All of a sudden I look and it's like 6:30, and I'm like, wait, it's only 6:30, and all of a sudden my eyes, I was like, I'm tired. But that night I had that's why sometimes I like going getting to bed earlier, because it is important to rejuvenate like your phone battery, you know what I mean, and get a nice restful sleep. But if you can't, like Dawn said, sometimes, but I've heard people that eat a lot of fruit or go on the fruitarian type diet end up sleeping better when they do juice fast, which I would almost think like they have better quality of sleep. I would think if I ate only fruits, I mean, I'd tire myself out with some rice and potatoes. But if I ate only fruits, I may never sleep. But I don't want to say that because I need sleep. I don't want to be grumpy, right? The grumpy vegan. But
The grumpy
I think
vegan.
like you said, just be in the moment. I have to learn that,
Just
sometimes
embrace it.
when I
Go
know
with it.
so
You know
many
what I
health
mean?
facts.
Don't resist what is in the moment.
I love
You
it.
know what I mean?
Yes.
Don't resist what is in the moment because it causes stress and anxiety when you resist. You know what I mean?
And
Go with
think
it.
about it. Each moment that we have, we make a decision. Like to your point, that could be related. What that was very profound. If you're trying to transition to a plant based diet or to a whole food diet, all you have to do is when you get ready to eat, make that decision each time. You don't have to think
It's
ahead.
like Coach
You
today,
don't have to
right?
think from the past, like, I could be upset
Yeah.
about what I ate, all the steak, or I could just look forward to, like, I hope I can eat raw next week. No, just this meal. What are you going to eat and make the right decision? And it'll all add up. Tell us about Coach. Shout out to American Dream Trading if anyone ever comes.
But yeah, I was telling him because I noticed he doesn't really complain about his eyesight that much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, see, he said, yeah, I just move my screen and do this and do that and do that. I said, see, it's just a matter of you adjusting your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it is what it is. You got to learn how to just accept what is and make the best of it. And he said, yeah, then the uncomfortability went away. It just became the norm. It's just like the pandemic. Remember when everybody first started wearing masks? We all looked like freaking aliens. It was like, wearing masks? What is going on? It became normal.
Yeah.
They even coined the phrase the new normal.
Yeah.
So everything is uncomfortable at first. So yeah, if you're just eating veggies and you're used to having meat in your diet, of course you're going to be uncomfortable and think this is weird. I can't. At first, yeah. But if you give yourself some time and have some patience and put together a few weeks of doing that, you will get used to it just like you got used to eating meat.
And get into
You will
things
get used
you
to
like.
eating
You'll get
those
those.
beans and rice and things.
You'll get your favorite foods just like you have in your meat dishes.
You'll start to have new favorite
You'll be
foods.
like, and your taste will change and your body will start seeking those foods out. And you won't know until you try it. That's why so many challenges are out there. Like, try for a week, try for 30 days. When you do this for 30 days, you are going to start to see your health issues decline. You're going to have to start telling your doctor to, like, hey, can you check my levels? I bet you're going to come off medication. It's like you're going to feel so much energy. You're going to start losing weight and being able to eat more and lose weight. It's this crazy phenomenon. It's like this hidden secret that I'm like so excited to tell everybody about. And it really, you can, if you're worried about not being full, we've already talked about that. You can eat as much as you want. We talked about it last week. Get some beans and rice and start incorporating them instead of your meat products.
All right, Buddha, I'm going to start tomorrow. You keep going. You got 2 days in, keep going, and I'm going to start tomorrow.
You're going to have to go 2 days into
It's too
July.
late today. I already ate the potatoes. So,
You're
huh?
gonna have to go 2 days into July because you got to catch up if she's doing it for the month of June.
We said like the first week of June. I don't think we said the whole month, did we?
I don't know. I don't remember, but I remembered it was
I thought
something
we said
about
like a
eating
week.
fruit. We were
I think
all
it was a
like,
week. I don't think it was a whole month.
okay, so a week. Was it? I
I think it
remember.
was the first week
But
of
she
June. If
may
I'm
do
not
what I
mistaken, it was.
did. I started to go vegan for a week, and look what happened. I went raw for
Yeah,
a week, and I've been vegan for 4 years or over now.
right.
What is it? 4 years,
I may have one
August,
last meal of some potatoes and some rice
the
and
Last
beans, and then
Supper.
I'll start on it tomorrow.
I thought it was a week.
I think I
Okay, Buddha
will.
said she thought it was a week, so we'll do a week. That's what it is. Dang, I
Yeah,
had I
it was a
had you
week.
guys doing fruits, but if you feel good, keep doing it. I mean, what's the
Yeah,
or at
go
least
past a week. Why
you
not?
may end up.
See how you feel at the end of a week, and then if you feel like you can go longer, go
She
longer.
just said I might go longer though. See, so when you start to feel, or even that might make you incorporate most of your
She's already
diet as
feeling it.
fruits, and you might even eat a little bit of this or that, but you're going to actually end up, you might end up going all the way. You might become vegan. It could happen. You might be a fruitarian and be doing a live stream, coming on here, get the link so you can tell us how good you feel. You definitely should. We should put the link out
I'm
after
gonna
she
start
does
with
her
some fruit
week or
tomorrow.
even next week. Tell us how you feel.
Yeah, and we can do some, MTV. We can do some shorts, some video shorts,
Yeah, definitely. I've been,
like a testimonial.
so that's what I was gonna say too. I'm gonna do this every week too. We're gonna do a short or two shorts and maybe like a little, I'll do a condensed version of the live for anybody who can't stay. She said she'll do it. So she'll come on next week featuring Fruta. Buddha.
Fruit, fruit,
Buddhatarian. No, wait,
fruit.
that's not it. I'm coming up with something cool. Wait, I'll let you stick with the naming the streams. I'll just stay with my plant knowledge because it's not going. Tomorrow, Takeover Tuesday. I am so excited about the new. Everybody join
Before the
Vegan
night,
Knowledge.
Buddha, what's going on?
I mean,
Gino
Vegan
and
Knowledge.
Jasmine. They brought Gino and Jasmine back to the same franchise that they were on before, because they were on before the 90 days with Mike and Jimena and those guys. So how they ended up back in the same, I guess because they never got married. So they are still in that before the 90 days phase.
So if you were wondering what we're
But yeah,
talking about, this is JJ Video Reacts from the Hat. Oh my goodness, there's that white spot on my head again. But she has a channel that she does a show called Takeover Tuesday. So join us tomorrow at 8, usually 8:30, 7,
yeah, usually about 8 o'clock.
7:30,
Yep.
something around there. But you can watch, if you subscribe to J&J Video Reacts, you'll get a notification and it'll pop right up like mine does. Um, Oh,
Be fun.
Judah said, right, JJ, I guess because has applied for her new visa to come here, right? And she's skeptical as
Yeah.
heck. Oh, I can't wait to talk about it anyway. I'm going to get into it. That's our little fun. We get all serious over here and talk plants, and then we're going to lighten the mood.
I think I'll watch it again just to make
Yeah,
sure and start getting it prepared for tomorrow.
I'm going to cook.
Make sure I start on time. All right, so cool beans, man. Cool beans and rice.
Cool
I will
beans
see
and
you
rice.
tomorrow at 8 o'clock, boo. You ready, JJ?
I will see you in a few minutes for dinner. Yes, I just wanted to say thank you everyone for listening. And remember, let's get some whole food, plant-based healing going on in your life. Thank you for watching. Buddha said, let's get vegan to 15,000 subscribers. Guess what? Last week, I think when we were on here, were we at 104? We
Yep,
are at
I think we were.
108 or 9 right now. I can't remember. I think it's 9. Woo!
All right. See, when it
Thank
rains, it
you.
pours. About to hit that 110. Next thing you know, you're less than 90 away from 200.
Yes.
You know,
I
get the
can't wait.
200, and the 300 comes. I'm gonna tell you something. Between it took me about once I got to 300, it just started snowballing.
Well, I can't
And I
wait to
got to
get there.
600 and stayed there for a while, and then coach helped me with the rest of that, and it's been staying up there. So but once I got to 300, I just got really determined to, and I think that's right around when Takeover Tuesday started.
Yeah.
I just got determined to stay on this every week coming up, and I want to do more streams, but right now I'm committed to that one.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like clockwork. I'm thinking about what pictures I want to put together and what thumbnails I want to make, and I got to make it. there's no way I'm not gonna do Takeover Tuesday. It's like a job. It's like a place I work.
That's what I was
You know
saying
what I
about
mean?
I sincerely love coming on here and I love
I
spreading this
love it.
word because it almost feels like it's like a duty or like a like because I had such good results I have to tell people and I feel like there's too many myths out there and it's like it's a passion for me to help people feel better and to know this
Yep.
information and I love teaching and it's just the more I can research and spread the word and help by us both understanding our journey and our well this was a struggle or this was hard or this was easy and this is how we did this and this is what we eat and this is how we live and it's like it like I like talking about that I didn't always know these things because I think people just assume that everybody knows everything about it when they first become plant based. It's like just do whatever you can. Just start eating more vegetables and fruits. Start eating more raw
Right.
and start to experiment and try it because you will never know that feeling that we're talking about unless you try it. And I also like agree that I've been trying to put out more, videos and things because the
Yeah,
reason
you've been doing well.
I want so many subscribers is not just to say, hey, I got all these subscribers. Guess what? It's because YouTube will actually show the videos and the content to more people. And I think it's an important message. I want to thank Buddha, the moderator, the extraordinaire, the best. I want to thank Dawn, our producer from J&J Video. She is always puts together these excellent streams for us and also just thank you for coming on and being like hosting this with me and talking about your journey and everything and Mariquita Solis, the vegan empowerment coach, she listens to every stream. I always see her comments after she has like coaching that she does on Monday. And I want to just thank Angela for watching. She comes on and comments, who was one of our guests, Angel, and the raw vegan, our favorite raw vegan, and like just the minister of wellness. Thank you for taking your time to interview, and everybody who's been on here that has, helped us grow our channel. We are like super appreciative of it and thankful. And I'm rambling and I'm hungry, and I know you are too. But thank you, everyone. Thank you, Buddha, for everything. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you, all our guests. Oh,
All
Janetta, if you
right.
come,
Well,
genetics.
yeah, man. But thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be on here and share this, this moment with you and time to help spread the word.
Yes,
I'm so
and
proud of you. That is amazingly awesome. You've reignited my fire to do that. So I will be starting that tomorrow, and I just can't wait, to see how we feel a week from now. You know what I mean?
it's going to be
So
good. Oh,
yeah.
thank you to my mom and Brooke, who also watched these, and Uncle Jack and Tara.
Hi,
And,
babies.
um, yes, and Lily. And one day you're going to be vegan too. I know it.
I feel like she is. I don't know why. I feel like she is.
Definitely, I
I
really
feel like
feel
she's
it.
gonna embrace it.
I feel like I'm
I feel like
forgetting a
she.
couple of people, but Vegan Knowledge Group, thank you for
Everybody who she may
joining.
be forgetting, she loves you.
I love you. Thank you. Every time I thought about I say the word genetics, now I'm gonna think of that joke you made. If
Have a good night,
I think are we
huh?
playing the do we have the poem still or are we not doing it?
Yeah,
Oh we are?
I have the
Okay.
poem.
Well, I love you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I will see you in just a few minutes.
All right.
Dinner.
Peace and blessings.
If we can become a plant based nation, we could get off all our medication. We want to keep doing things like we were, donating to organizations claiming to fight for a cure. But the cure is already in front of our eyes, and it's time for us to wake up and realize We may not want to believe we have control. It's easier for most of us to metaphorically live in a hole. So many stories of how being plant-based has reversed disease. It's funny that we can't stop eating meat with ease. We want to continue to look for the answer, yet people have reversed even cancer. I think finally as a nation, it's time to give people the truthful information. Your hard-earned money is what you pay to take your medicine day after day. Sadly, there's a lot of money being made in people staying sick. This has to finally make something click. We have to have this revelation that a cure means not selling medication. There's so many myths and misconceptions, but it's eye-opening once you make the connections. That meat and dairy are causing insulin resistance. It's not sugar and carbs causing diabetes, for instance. Scientifically, our bodies are not set up like carnivores. We model those who eat plants. If you can heal, why not give it a chance? You follow your car's owner's manual for what gas it takes, yet for our bodies without care, we feed it steaks. That's like giving an unleaded car diesel to drink. Our bodies will reject it, don't you think? I'm not here to tell you what to do, but to be a voice, that when it comes to your health, you have the choice. With just a few adjustments to your diet, I can help if you just want to try it. I've found testimonials that people have reversed every ailment and disease by simply eliminating meat, eggs, milk, and cheese. There's a tasty substitute for all the things you already eat. You can get all your nutrients without eating meat. Save the animals, the environment, and yourself just by making a few different selections off the grocery store shelf. It's never too late. I've seen it work at all age ranges. It's my passion, and I can't wait to hear about your positive health changes. It's time for the world to wake up and heal, and you can start with your very next meal.